Once I believe I can do it, I can do it. Once I decide that I want to do it, I believe I can. Hey everyone, Joy here at Intentional Creating. She believed she could, so she did. Well, here's some things about all that. And and even though in most of my life, once I decided I was going to do something or I wanted to do something, I believed that I could have that or I could do that or get that particular thing done or get that problem solved. I've had a period in my life where uh, I had doubts and things about different things in life, but I believe that all depended on whether I was depending on other people or thinking other people could get it done for me, those various things. But once I decided I wanted to do something, I took it all on. I mean, I believed I could do it. I believed I could get it done. Now, where that come from, I do not know, because we didn't never have nothing growing up, and my mom always made do with what she had, what we could acquire on our own, um, and for the most part, she put up with a lot of things from other people because she did look to other people for a lot of the things, especially taking care of us kids. Christmas time and times like that, that they would lend her the money to get us Christmas presents, and then she would take all the rest of the year to pay them back. But I believe maybe, just maybe, I might have got this attitude is of I can do whatever I set my mind to doing. I mean, everything I decide I want to do, I believe I got that from my mom, because she would she did a lot of sewing. If she wanted, uh, like this futon, if she wanted a new cover for it, she would just get some various different materials and put it together, sew it with a sewing machine, and reupholster the sofa with it. Now, it was a simple sofa like this futon, that it wasn't hard to do, but she did it. And it seemed to me like anything and everything that she made a decision she was going to do, she ended up doing it. Now, here's the thing. As children, we didn't look at it as that was a hard thing for her to do, that it just looked to us like she wanted to do it, and she did it. I mean, we didn't even stop to think whether or not it was hard, easy, or what. But I want to say to you today, just because I believe that I can do whatever it is that I decide I want to do, doesn't mean it's easy. Certainly is not easy. I mean, if it's not physically difficult and struggle to get through and to get things done, then there's physical ailments, there's emotional uh, boundaries and stuff that will come in your mind, come in your thoughts, and say, you really can't do this. This is not going to happen. So there's those struggles that I have got to push myself through, even if I have to stop for a day or two, uh, or however long it takes me to get that, to embellish on that mindset that I believe I can do it because I want to do it. I want to get it done. And there's struggles. It's not easy. It is not easy. Okay, I came into this camper knowing it was a camper, not even beginning to think for a minute that I could just live in it the way it was. And then, of course, and then when I got in here with the stuff that I did transport back here with me was household stuff. Stuff to set up a household with. Not the furniture and stuff like that, but TVs and knickknacks and books and blankets and clothes. It never even dawned on me that I was going to come into a full camper with everything already in it, which I mean, I had pictures of it and I could see it, but it didn't dawn on me that what I was bringing along with me was not going to fit in my idea of what a home was. So that was not easy. And not in the emotional part that come along with it. For me to make it the way I could see in my mind's eye what I wanted my home to be and take what I had to fit, then I had to remove some stuff out of the camper. Well, making that decision was a hard decision to do because I was paying on the camper. Somebody else still owned it. And my daughter was friends with them, actually family, an extended family to them. And knowing that people might not approve of me removing those things because I still owe on it. You just don't do that if it's not completely yours yet. So I had that mental struggle. I had that knowing that I could do it, knowing that I could get it done, and knowing that I would continue to pay for it, regardless whether I was removing this or that or whatever. And knowing that other people might not think that I would. So that was a mental struggle there. And finding the stuff that was going to fit in here, which it's been an endless struggle because just because you think in your mind it's going to work when you're at the store, and of course, and I bought a lot of new stuff. I bought different beds and stuff like that. And so right now I have a double bed, and it fits where I'm at, but I'm not what you call completely satisfied with it. And to get that bed in there with just me was such a struggle because, first of all, y'all know my age. You all know that you get tired and you get exhausted at this age. And then not to mention that the pain that has come along with my knees, that I needed surgery, and I got the surgery on the one, and I still haven't been able to get the other one done. So, just because I believe I can do it, don't mean it's easy. That's like, somebody had mentioned on here that I could do some videos on the chickens that they hear out here, and how they're being raised, and simple video on that. Well, course, I texted him back and I said, well, raising chickens isn't all that easy. It really isn't. Back when I was married to my last husband, I decided I was going to get some chickens. Now, he helped me do the work with them and stuff like that in the beginning, but after a while it was all on me. Why was I? Because I just liked I liked roosters, but they're mean. They're mean. They'll come and you can't run around outside in your bare feet. They'll peck you to death. So raising chickens, for the most part, and the reason why a lot of people do it is so that they can have their own eggs and or roasted chicken, and that means then that they would have to, the chicken, pluck it, clean it all up, take it in and cut it up, and then cook it. But raising the chickens themselves is not easy. First of all, you really can't have, you might be able to have one chicken at your house if you live in the city, if it's just like a pet. But for anything else, no, you're not allowed to have that many chickens in the city. So if you're living in the country, of course you got to have a place for them to live in. You either got to build it or you got to buy it straight out, but you still got to put it all, you got to put the stuff together in order to house those chickens. You got to have a place for them to run and move around other than their roost, a place to feed them in there, and you got to have the equipment in there to feed them out of, water them. You got to, if you want roosters, you got to find a way to separate them from the hens and let them together to copulate once in a while, so if you want baby chickens. And then there's that. To protect the baby chicks, you got to be vigilant. You got to be vigilant. And the other hens that's in there might attack the baby chicks. Mom might sit on eggs for days and days and days and never hatch. Not to speak of that, you got to keep that pen cleaned out because of all the chicken poop, the chicken urine, anything like that. Because if you leave them in there too long, they will get some kind of chicken disease. Now, I don't know nothing much about the diseases and stuff like that. I do know what it takes to raise chickens, even if you're just doing it for eggs. I watch my daughter and her husband down here. I've had some myself once in a lifetime, and there's a lot of work to that, and that's not to speak of what if you let them run loose, so that you just give them a place to roost, and they're still running loose around there. Well, you gotta hunt down the eggs if they lay any. You gotta be leery of the hawks and the vultures and all of them that will come down and steal your chickens. At nighttime, you gotta be leery of foxes, raccoons, and possums, different things like that, coyotes that are going to come and snatch up your chickens and steal them away. And plus the feeding them and water them. You got to make sure that you got feed on hand all the time. You got to make sure that they're watered properly and that their water is cleaned out, because chickens don't care. They poop and pee anywhere. And then again, you go back to the fact that if you let them run loose, if you've got little children around, they're going to attack the little children. Even the hens will. And because that happened to me when I was little. So raising chickens isn't all that easy. Oh, you can do it. If you put your mind to it, you can do it. But it's not saying that it's not hard. It's hard. My daughter and her husband both work. And they're the only ones that can actually take care of the chickens the way they need to be taken care of. Now with my daughter, she just recently had 2 mastectomies, and she's got to be careful with what kind of work she does and how she does it. And that's kind of limited her. I mean, she's working. She's doing her management job with clients and stuff. And she just recently got back to where she could drive again. But to be able to do all that stuff, now that's entirely upon her husband now. And which now her surgery is going through chemo right now. She's tired a lot. And to be able to get out there and do everything that needs to be done for the chickens, oh, she believes she can do it, and she does everything she sets out to do. But it's not easy. It takes your time. It takes your energy. It takes running to the store and spending gasoline for your vehicle. I mean, is it almost worth raising your own chickens to get the eggs and or the meat? The worth part of it is that you know what kind of eggs you're getting. You know you're not getting eggs from people that have shot the chickens full of antibiotics and stuff like that. So that's the price you pay if you believe you can have your own eggs at home. Just because I believe I can do it don't mean it's easy. That's like these videos. I do as least as possible with making these videos. I don't edit them. First of all, I don't know how. I don't have the equipment and the apps to edit them. And I'm not paying for the apps in order to do that. And I know there's some out there that's free. But again, my age and the energy and everything that it would take for me to do that is tremendous. Now, if I decided that that's what I was going to do, was to edit my videos, then yes, I believe I could do it. But I don't want to do that. Everything is raw here with y'all. You see it with not it being edited. Now, sometimes I put a thumbnail on there, and that's very minimal work, but doing these videos are still work. I've got to sit here wherever I'm going to be. If I decide to do it on my desktop, that's hard for the way it's all, way I have to sit there to do it, because my camper is lopsided, and my office chair just swings in whatever direction that the camper is tilting. So yes, I believe I can do it. But there's still struggles, and there's still hard times, and there's still pain to get it done. There's still the energy factor that I've got to muster up the motivation and the ability to be able to operate the. Right now I'm on the phone. To operate the phone and feel comfortable with myself that I'm not. Make sure I'm not in any bad mood. I mean, that I'm going to stress myself out even more if it won't upload, which, and there's another thing. Sometimes the internet goes out and it won't upload like it should. And sometimes YouTube allows them to upload fast and sometimes they don't. Yes, I believe that I can do this video. And I believe that there's people that will watch it. But who watches it? That's another story. I gotta sit here and put my trust in YouTube that they're going to put my video out to help y'all on to know that just because you believe you can do it don't mean it's easy. So just because I set my coffee up at night, so all I have to do is get up in the morning and flip the switch and turn it on, and it makes me getting up out of that bed in the mornings. Yeah, I know I can get up out of that bed in the mornings. I believe I can do it. It's not easy. It's not like I was when I was younger, much, much younger, that I could just jump up out of that bed wide awake and go to my day. It's not that easy anymore. So stiff in the mornings when I get up, the pain that hits me in trying to walk without falling, get myself from point A to point B to the coffee pot to flip it on, to get to the restroom, if I want to go someplace, yes, I can still drive, and I can still drive well. But to get up and get ready, once I've decided that I need to go to the grocery store, or I've decided I want to go to a thrift store and just goof around, I still got to get dressed and go out that door, and sometimes I'm completely wore out by the time I get there. Go down that ramp, get into my car, back up, and get out on the road. It's not easy. But I believe I can do it. And so hopefully, if I can imprint anything on your mind at all, that get the mindset that you believe you can do whatever you decide you want to do. Somehow, some way, your brain will think of a way for you to do it if you take the time and the patience to let your brain work, and you be determined that you're going to do it because you believe you can. Whether it's a lot of struggles or pain or whatever the case may be. If you believe you can, you can. And that's the whole trick right there. Believing you can. Because we've been equipped with something inside of us that once we decide a thing, that it's going to be, whether we can think we can or think we can't, but we got to have that, whatever it is inside of us, that belief that we can do it because we are equipped to do it somehow, some way. Remember, a merry heart doeth good like a medicine, but a broken spirit will dry up your bones. Get a vision, make a decision, and believe you can do it. So if you believe you can, or if you believe you can't, you're right either way. So hugs and kisses, everybody. We'll talk to you later.